Hello everyone, it is me, Tim, and I have decided I'm going to do a Let's Play of Star Trek Online. Now, I gotta do some stuff here, because things are a little bit hot for volume, so I have to turn down volume control. I'm going to turn down the FX volume. I'm going to keep the voice volume pretty high, though. And video volume, we'll keep it about the same. Yeah. So, anyway. Right now, yep, that's fine. Yep, okay. We don't need to worry about that. Yes, you can actually launch your Windows Media Player or Winamp or iTunes when you're in the game. Anyway, that should be good enough. Maybe I'll turn down the overall volume a little bit more because I do have some crappy headphones on that I'm wearing right now. Anyway, yes, here we are. As you can see, I do have 4 characters already. I have a Federation character. This is my highest level character. She's at level 57. If you recognize the ship up there, that's because it is a tactical escort class vessel. Similar to the USS Defiant from Deep Space Nine. I have a Klingon character as soon as the loads up, with a small tactical ship. I have a science officer, which has an Intrepid class starship, which is known in Star Trek Voyager. And I have a Romulan character as well. But I'm going to play a brand new character. I'm going to choose a brand new one. And we'll create this new character. And jump right in. Ooh, oh, things didn't load up that well. You have all sorts of different characters, or races, for each different faction, I guess for lack of a better term. For Federation, we've got Alien, Vulcan, Trill, Tellarite, Saurian, Rigelian, Pakled, Klingon. Yes, even though there is a Klingon faction, you can still play a Klingon, although this was purchased, but you can still play a Klingon in the Federation. You can do a joined Trill, which is also, by the checkmark, a purchased species. You can do Ferengi, Cation, Bolian, Betazed, or Betazoid, rather, Benzite, Bajoran, Andorian, or human. I'm going to pick a Cation, because they're one of the 2 felinoid races in Star Trek Online. And they are also part of the Star Trek universe. The other one being in the Klingon side, which is Farasin. What I can do is I can just show you real quick what some of the different species are in the Klingon side. There's a Farasin right there. And we've also got the Gorn. The Gorn are the only species, interestingly enough, where you cannot switch genders. Like every other species, I'll go back to Farasin here, I can actually be a male or female for Farasin. But with the Gorn, you can't switch. There's only one. I guess you could make a skinny Gorn or something like that. But anyway, joined Trill, Lethian, the Nauzicans, which are famous for stabbing Picard in the heart, Orions, and of course, you can make up your own, so you can do your own alien. But anyway, I'm going to go into, what I'll do before I actually really get going in on this, is I will also show you some of there's only 3 different species for the Romulans. There is Romulan, there's Reman, which is a purchased race, but you could get that with the expansion pack that came out about 2 years ago, which featured an entire storyline featured around the Romulans, an entire storyline featured around playable characters as Romulans. And of course you can do an alien species as well. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to play the Federation side. I'm going to choose a Cation. And over here then you have your 3 different classes. You've got the Engineer, you've got Science Officer, and you've got Tactical. Now each one of those 3 classes gives you different abilities. Obviously Tactical is you are the go-to person for combat situations, like high intense combat situations, for shooting, for weapons, defense, that type of thing. Science deals with things more along the science aspect of things. In ground missions, because you can do ground and space missions. In ground missions, they will create shields and buffs and debuffs, and also heal. In space missions, they will be able to do things like open up a vortex or space anomaly to deal damage to an enemy ship. And Engineer does other things too. They can create turrets, they can create shield harmonics, this type of thing. Plus they can also do some fancy things in space with regard to your ship. I haven't played the Engineer that much, so I can't really discuss the Engineer a whole lot. The easiest one to go with when you first start out in Star Trek Online is Tactical. Because if you're just run and gun and shoot, Tactical is the way to go. If you're more of a buff and debuff type person, a support type person, then you might want to pick either the Engineer or the Science Officer, because the Engineer does have some good support type abilities as well. For this though, let's go with Tactical. From here we can go into into your appearance. What do you want to look like? And it'll take a little bit to load up here, but don't worry about it. So we've got excuse me. We've got different costumes that you can choose. Right now I've got the Odyssey suit, which is the the uniform that was created once they released the Odyssey class starship, and it's sort of because we're taking place in the year 2409, so we're in the 25th century, several decades after the last Star Trek series, or well, I shouldn't say the last Star Trek series because that was Enterprise, but several decades past Voyager. But here we've also got some other options that you can do right away for the different costume sets if you want. Again, there's the Odyssey class. There's Section 31, so your entire crew can be Section 31. There's some costume sets that they created specifically for Star Trek Online. And you've got the TV series, Next Generation film, which was also featured in Deep Space Nine, the original series, dress uniform, medical uniform, and the Wrath of Khan movie. Some of these are purchasable. You cannot get them unless you purchase them through the online or in-game store. But anyway, on top of the appearance and the uniform, you also have how your character is going to stand. There's standard, there's a brawler type, there's a creature, which looks all hunched over and everything like that. There's gruff, which is a little bit bent over, but relaxed, which is kind of like more like leaning to the side. Stern, which is kind of straight, look at you funny. There's a swagger. There's thoughtful, which, give it a second. There it goes, hands behind the back. And then twitchy, which is like he's looking all over the place every now and then, and sometimes he'll get into this crouch tight mood. For this character though, he's going to be thoughtful. We're going to do thoughtful with this character. When you are creating your character, you've got tons of different options that are available to you. You can go with some of the defaults, which are these two here, and we've got some hairstyles over on the side here, or you can create your own. So here, of course, we've got a feline head, or we've got hats and hoods. So if you go through the hats and hoods, it looks like they've only just got one head option available, or hat option available. It's just a hood. So anyway, I'm going to leave it without the hood because it looks better this way. You can go into patterns, which as you can see, there's some of them are coming up there. That looks really, it's got patches over the eyes, which get a little bit more of a dark, ominous effect. Oh, that looks really good too. Then there's stripes like that, stripes in that way. There's spots as well. I'm going to go with stripes all over the face. No, you know what? No, we're not going to go with stripes all over the face. There's that one, there's the patch one. I like that. That looks good. That looks good. Not only is he thoughtful, but he looks like he's kind of emo. No, I won't say that. The ears, they've got 3 options for ears. There's these ones. I'll give them kind of like ears like that. The different hairstyles. I'm going to give him a tied hairstyle, which is, as we look in the back, there it is. And eye attachment. There's an eye patch left or eye patch right. I'm going to give him an eye patch. This guy's a tactical officer. He's been through some battle situations. And these are your whiskers here. I'm going to give him long whiskers. The whiskers should not be mistaken for this, which is the different hairstyles. Now, you get this with both male and female because they're a feline race, so they've got hair all over their body. Same with the Pharasson on the Klingon side, so you've got some options here where you can get little goatees, and yes, I believe both male and female get these extra long patches on the side here. So let's give them, there we go, looks kind of like a beard. Well, maybe not so much like that. I kind of like, there we go, number 3. I think I had number 3 before, it just didn't look right. Alright. So then you've got overall sizes for head options. Right now these are all the default. I'm going to leave these at the defaults for every single one of these. These are all defined. You can do eye and nose widths. You can do mouth scaling, cheek scaling, all of these different types of options that you've got available to you. You can also do this with the body, where you can increase the size of chest size, arm size, arm length. You can also increase his height right here, so let's make him a relatively tall chap, 6'2". That's pretty decent size. You can make him a little bit more muscled. You can actually give him a paunch too. You can give your character a paunch if you want, so make him a little bit weighty. And then they have the uniform options here, which are you can mix and match, because before I showed you, you've got the options where you can use a default one that's all together, like you can use all good things, and it'll use all the uniform pieces from all good things. Here you can change things up a little bit. You can use a different comm badge insignia, or you can use a different jacket style, or anything along those lines. For this though, we're going to leave it the same. We're not going to touch anything in here. Especially here as well, you can see his tail swishing in the back. You've got different tail options. You can go none. You can go cropped, which is just a little itty bitty tail. Looks like it's been chopped off in a farming accident or a thresher accident or something like that. You got tuft, you got shaggy, you got thick, you got thin. I'm gonna go with the shaggy one. So he's got a shaggy tail wagging away in the back there. So once you've done all that, then you go to your background. I'm just gonna take. Okay, I'm gonna take random names. I'm gonna take a random name for the first name, and I'm gonna take a random name for the second name, or for the last name, so I'm going to do it that way. And you can do, for your ship name, you can do random names as well, and you'll see a lot of these are very, like Melbourne, and Tasso, and Emerald, and Maine, and Pace, and I think one time before I was doing one, it was called Princess. I'm going to use the name of the province where I live in, so no one can pronounce that. Tough. It's called Saskatchewan, so he's a member of the USS Saskatchewan. Now, if you really want to get creative, and if you do into role play and stuff like that, you can actually create a biography for your character. You don't have to do it right away, because you can do it later on as well. So you can do your own character biography later on. So for now, let's get into it. Make it so. So we're going to start off here. Usually what happens is you have the option to either skip the tutorial, which I've got here, and it says right here, it gives some warnings, that if you skip the tutorial, you will not be a Delta Recruit, and giving up all the Delta Recruit bonuses. Or you can play through the tutorial, and the character will become a Delta Recruit, and be eligible for special missions and bonuses. I'm going to do that, because I like to do special missions and bonuses. So we're going to pick that type.
After I left Starfleet, I made it my life's work to reunite the Romulans with their Vulcan brothers. For many years, I lived among them and waged a campaign of peace. Lived long. 21 years ago, the star of the Hobus system went supernova and sent a wave of devastation across the quadrant. I promised to save the Romulan homeworld. I failed. The planets Romulus and Remus were destroyed. Countless billions were killed. My home, my friends, my life, all are memories. Time does not stop for one man, and neither does history. The chaos in Romulan space gave the Klingon Empire an opportunity to expand its territory. Jimpak, the Chancellor of the High Council, traded diplomacy for the tip of a blade. Only in battle, Jimpak says, is a Klingon truly Klingon. The Federation did its utmost to preserve its alliance with the Klingons, but war was inevitable. The Romulans want revenge for their lost world. The Dominion is rebuilding its forces. Now the Borg have reappeared, and the Alpha Quadrant balances on the edge of ruin. The fate of the galaxy rests in your hands.
This is the time we have pinpointed in your timeline, sir. This is when you go back and give yourself this. You'll know what to say. You've already heard yourself say it. It doesn't matter if it's exactly right. The time stream will work itself out. Just make sure you give yourself this. It's our best hope for the future of the galaxy. You'll return to this exact point in time as soon as you have done what you need to do. The galaxy still needs you, Admiral. Ready?
Welcome to Star Trek Online. Today is graduation day, and you soon will be embarking on your training cruise, where the bulk of the ship is manned by cadets like yourself. This tutorial will introduce you to the basic controls of Star Trek Online, including movement, combat, and interacting with characters and objects.
Okay, obviously we've seen a bit of a history primer. You will notice in the course of this game that there is lots of reference to past Star Trek series, and as well there's a couple of things where they make reference to some of the book series as well. You don't have to have watched any of the series or to have read any of the novel series in the Star Trek universe. But for those who have, you're going to love this because it's going to be amazing. So what we have here now is, obviously when you saw that cutscene, it gave some history with regard to what is taking place in the world.
To move, use the W, A, S, and D keys. To look around, hold down the right mouse button and move your mouse.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Those tutorial tips will come up quite a bit. What I'll do is I'll let those run through for the time being. Later on, though, I'll disable them because by the time we get into about 4 or 5 missions, we should be pretty clear as to how to do many of the different things. Plus, I'll show them to you as we go through them. Anyway, that first cutscene, obviously, that was Leonard Nimoy, who passed away last month, or actually in February now, who's doing the narration. You're going to find that throughout this. A lot of the voice actors and the character actors are from the Star Trek universe. Tim Russ, who played Tuvok. There's also the voice actor who did Harry Kim and Neelix and the Doctor, whose names I can't recall right at this point in time, but they are all in this. Also, Seven of Nine, and from way back in the Next Generation series, Tasha Yar, the voice actress who did Tasha Yar, and Sela, the daughter of Tasha Yar from the alternate universe where the Enterprise B ended up having to go back in time. Anyway, let's get started and go into this.
People you can interact with have icons above their heads. You can press the interaction key, default F, to talk with them.
Finally, I was beginning to think you forgot what today was.
No, I totally knew what today was.
Of course, I was first in line. Oh, before I forget, I think Rasky is just ahead. He wanted to thank you for helping him cram for the Astrometrics final.
Of course you'd be first in line, you brown-noser you. Anyway, also, one of the things that I was going to make mention of, that little bit after the cutscene, that's brand new. I have never seen that before. This is all totally new to me.
There you are. I wanted to thank you for helping me pass that final, and for all the other times you've helped me. I've always admired you. I hope Starfleet recognizes all you've done to lead our class. What ship did you get?
I don't know.
Good
I
luck.
don't know.
Before you report to Lieutenant Farah and get your assignment, you should find Tavrel. She wanted to talk to you. She's just...
Okay, Tavrel, who happens to be over this way, somewhere. And yes, we are at Starfleet headquarters. This is where the cadets are. This is where a lot of the assignments are handed out. You can see the Golden Gate Bridge there. So yes, they are trying to replicate San Francisco. Where is she? Oh, there she is. I didn't have to run that far.
Greetings. It was good of you to encourage me to retake the linguistics final. I was willing to accept my original results, but you saw that I was not at my best that day. My score increased by 12.8% on the second attempt, well within my standard norms. Now I am qualified to serve as both a science officer and a communications officer.
Good for you!
Morik would like to see you as well. He is ahead of us on the path. Live long and prosper.
I often sometimes think about...
Your mini-map shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the mini-map if you are far away from your objective.
Anyway, as I was saying, I'm often amazed by voice actors and character actors who can do Vulcans because of the simple fact that it's probably got to be really hard to be emotionless.
There you are. Getting excited yet? Once we finish our training cruise, we'll all be full-fledged ensigns. The buzz is, Captain Taggart hasn't named all of his senior staff yet. From what I heard, the advanced phaser training simulation is tripping people up.
Spoiler alert, Captain Taggart's gonna die. This is Star Trek, you know somebody's gonna die. Anyway, this is where the recruitment section is, and when you pick duty officers, which is something I'll explain later in a future episode, you'll be talking to this guy. Now, once you start talking to this guy, he won't be standing in this location.
Good afternoon, Cadet. What can I do for you?
Is this where the training cruise
Yes,
assignments are?
I have the complete assignment list here. Name? Let's see. Interesting.
I just realized.
Report to Captain Taggart. He's in the office behind me. You're going to have to ask him.
Okay, Mr.
The
Snarky
direction of your
Pants.
objectives also appears on your compass.
I was just going to say, I just realized I picked a random name, but I didn't realize his name was Harrow. Okay.
Objects you can interact with have a glow around them. Press F to interact with a doorbell to notify Captain Taggart of your presence.
Come.
Wow, that was quick. Nice office. Can I have it?
Cadet.
Yes, sir.
I did. I've been following your progress here at the Academy, and I must say, I'm impressed.
Well, thank you, Captain.
I'm just looking at your final test scores, but I don't see your results for the Advanced Phaser Training Program.
Well, that's because I was busy.
I want everyone on my senior staff to run that program, and I want to see good results, no exceptions.
Did you say
I did.
senior staff?
Like I said, I've been following your career here at the Academy, If you complete that program, I can put you on my bridge. I'll ask my tactical officer to set it up. Another fine cadet like yourself. Her scores were almost as good as yours, but her record has a few blemishes. Still, I'm sure Cadet Flores will settle down and become a fine officer someday. I'll tell Flores to meet you out in the quad. Talk to her to start the phaser training, and I'll see you when you're finished. You're dismissed, Cadet.
Yes, sir. Flores, that brown noser. Anyway, so now we've got to go out and meet up with Flores. I'm assuming that other set of doors that was in there was the bathroom. There she is. There she is standing there. And a nice view of the Golden Gate Bridge.
I got the tactical officer spot. Just what I wanted. Where'd you end up?
You
never
come
did
on,
that?
senior staff.
I thought you were Mr. Extra Credit. Everyone knows that Captain Taggart expects all his top people to pass that program.
That would have been nice to know before.
Don't worry, you'll do fine. Come on, I'll take you to the holodeck and set it up.
Let's go!
Seems most of our class ended up on Captain Taggart's ship.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Have you seen the whales in San Francisco Bay?
No, I've been
never
staying
seen
away
them
from
spot
water.
them.
I'm a cat, mind you.
I sometimes forget that Boothby is a hologram. He seems like such a fixture here at Starfleet Academy.
Well, you know, it would be weird to have a zombie.
Last one of the console buys the first round tonight.
I'm running first. You're not gonna beat me. Yeah. Kicked your butt.
Setting up the training program now. I hope Holodeck 2 is your lucky holodeck. Shoot stuff, don't die. Pretty basic, really.
Oh, okay. I like that. That's a good attitude. Shoot stuff, don't die. It's a holodeck. Safety protocols should be on.
It's standard stuff. The program runs a variation on Mako assault training. Phasers are in the lockers by the holodecks. You can grab one there.
I'm not going to ask her if she's going to make it easy on me, because she's probably not going to make it easy on me.
Toward your nearest objective.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to sprint because that seems to make sense to sprint. I'll get a pistol.
The pistol has been automatically equipped.
It's a generic pistol. A lot of times,
To the center of the room.
I may end up saying something, and then the tutorial tip thing will end up saying something as well. But you can arm your pistol by pressing the H key, and you can holster it again by pressing the H key. No doubt the tip tutorial lady will also make mention of that.
In combat, right-click on a target to fire your weapon.
As she did there. Now, this does not have an auto fire, so you have to keep firing. Whoa, this is part of the new part. That's me as an admiral. That's awesome. It's me from the future. Oh yes, I have to read it because there's no voice actor for me. I know this is going to sound crazy. Yup. But I am you from the future. Nope. And I've come back in time to tell you information you're going to need in the future. I don't quite understand everything myself, but I remember talking to me when I was standing in your shoes. Literally. I mean, I was standing in them at one time. Scan me. I am not a hologram or a photonic life form. I've probably coded in chronoton particles. Think of a number, any number, and it will be identical to the one I thought of when I was in your position. Ah, yes, I thought I was quite the comedian back then. The number you are thinking of is blue. So you're from the future. Okay, let's get down to business then. There's a war coming. There's always a war coming. An ancient race known as the Iconians has ruled to a huge area of space, including this one. They've taken power, or they had the power of the gods. Technology far beyond what anyone else had it. Why me? What makes me so special? Because I wouldn't be going back in time to talk to somebody else. Most Starfleet officers had no opportunity to gather intelligence on this race, their capabilities, and possible plans, but I did, along with the hundreds of other people who are playing this tutorial right now. Tell me what I need to know. I can't just drop everything on you at once. Temporal Prime Directive. Guide me how. Take this. It's a Tesseract communication device. Basically, it's a cell phone to me. Okay.
You are now a Delta recruit. You have a unique trait that gives bonus dilithium ore to you and your teammates.
Okay. Computer Lady, who is not played by Majel Barrett for obvious reasons, talked over herself with two things. So the first one was, while in combat, certain actions are disabled. Once you drop out of combat, more detail about ground combat will become available. And you're now a Delta recruit. Yay!
As a Delta recruit, you will be able to earn many additional rewards as you complete later missions.
Right on. Okay, let's exit the simulation.
You can holster and draw your weapon with the H key.
There we go. As I said, sometimes I will say something, and Computer Lady will pipe up with exactly the same thing later.
Well done, cadets. You're not going to break the Academy record, but your score was more than satisfactory.
Thank you, Captain. I know.
Absolutely. I have a new first officer. Congratulations.
First officer? Me? Moi?
Yes. You should be proud of your accomplishments here, cadet. You have a promising career ahead of you in Starfleet.
I know, I just talked to myself.
First officer, way to go. Just a little jealous, I'll admit. At least now you'll get to boss us all around like you've always wanted. Don't let it go to your head, buddy.
I won't.
You'll do great. But we should head up to the shuttle bay. Everyone else is waiting there for the ceremonial send-off toast.
The direction of your objectives also appears on your compass.
I think I'm going to take
Now
the
hear
ego
this.
route with
All
this one.
cadets report to shuttle bay to prepare for departure.
I'm going to sprint because I can, and Flores isn't sprinting. There we go.
Okay, all of the senior staff is waiting by the bar. I'm sure everyone's a bit nervous, this being our first real assignment and all. So, I'm expecting an inspiring speech out of you. Something heartwarming. Make Tavrel cry. This mission could just determine the rest of our careers. No pressure. I'll meet you over there.
Okay. You mean by meet, you mean walk over there with me? This is something we could have discussed while walking. You know, but no, we had to stand there. Okay, I'll lead a toast. I'll inspire the cadets. I'll be humble. I'll terrorize the... No, I'll galvanize them now. And I'll raise a glass.
All cadets, please board your shuttles.
Chat with Tavrel, she'll say something. Chat with Zarva, she'll say something. She's the chief engineer. Communications, chief engineer, acting chief engineer. Razki, he'll be the security chief. Asher Moss. No idea what he's doing. Yeah, he's not wearing red, though. Acting medical officer. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. And... helmsman. Okay, so Potter and the other guy, they're probably going to be cannon fodder at some point in this game. Okay, let's talk to the officer.
Are you ready to head to the ship?
Yes! Yay! Clap, Endorian, clap. Hey, here we go, flying past the Golden Gate Bridge. In later episodes, what I might end up doing is I might cruise around to actually just take a look at everything, because it's really neat.
I can't believe we're finally doing this.
I know!
Oh, look at that.
Squee!
The USS Vesta, first of her class.
Can we just dock on that
She's
ship?
got subsystem targeting, a crew of 750, auxiliary phaser cannons, and even a quantum field focus controller. I can't wait to captain one someday.
You're never going to
But
be captain.
here's our ship.
The USS Suck.
Miranda class, 200 crew, 2 forward weapon mounts, 1 aft. Average speed, warp 5 point nothing. She is a tough little ship, though. I think I like her.
You can like her all you want.
We're the final shuttle
I'm
to
still
arrive.
calling her the
We need to get to
USS
the
Suck.
bridge.
Okay, here we go. As the entire shuttle bay loads up. Yes, I know I don't have the highest end computer to do this, so there will be some times when things will look a little weird. Anyway,
I'm going to check in and then head for the bridge. See you there.
okay, you just stopped to tell me that. Right on. Thank you very much. There's the shuttle bay. As someone decided to turn on the lights. Thank you very much. Okay. Lots of people hanging around.
Name and position?
Cadet Harrow.
I have your record right here, sir. Welcome to the ship.
Where's the captain?
Captain Taggart is waiting for you on the bridge.
Captain
Use the
Taggart is
turbo lift
waiting
behind
to
me.
die.
It will take you directly there.
Hey, look, it's my bro. It's my bro. Anyway, moving right along. Here we go.
Welcome to the bridge, number 1.
Number 1.
Early in my career, I served with a captain who called his first officer that. I always liked it. As my number 1, I expect you to ensure my orders are carried out, and to advise me on the best course of action in any situation.
My best advice for you right now is we need to go for ice cream.
But first, we need to get out of dry dock, get clearance from control, and close the shuttle bay doors. Then disable the tractor moorings.
Okay.
Earth traffic control has cleared us to depart, sir.
Awesome.
Very good, number 1.
Thank you.
Shuttle bay doors are closed, sir.
Very good, number 1.
All I did was click. As you can see, sir, I am awesome. Oh, I guess I have to do something now. As you get going in the game, you will actually be able to go onto the bridge of your ship.
Potter, take us out. 1/4 impulse. Just checking to see if you were paying attention, number 1. Potter, take us out. Maximum thrusters.
To sit, right-click on the chair you wish to sit in.
The chair I wish to sit in is currently occupied. Not for long, though.
Cleared from dry dock, Captain.
Good. Let's start with something easy. Set course for Vulcan.
Course lead in, sir.
Engage.
You said something easy, Captain. Why don't we go to Quarks at Deep Space Nine?
Captain, I am picking up a distress call from the SS Break-Even. Audio only.
Let's hear it, Tavrel.
This is the SS Break-Even. Our warp core is failing, and we are in need of assistance.
Let them know we're on our way. Potter, lay in a rendezvous course.
Altering course, sir. ETA 3 minutes.
Transporter room. Prepare to beam over survivors.
Sir, Cetus can't read anything in the vicinity of the break-even.
Communications are out as well.
Keep trying to hail them, Tavrel. Number 1, let's discuss the situation.
It's a Ferengi, so obviously he's trying to set us up for something. Somebody paid him a lot of money, or threatened him.
You heard the distress call, number 1? What do you think we should do? Absolutely not. Good. What do you
Okay,
advise?
shields up. Shields
Raising
up.
the shields does seem to be a reasonable precaution.
Yes, sir. Could be
I
a trap.
agree. Flores, raise shields.
After all,
Number 1, get down to the transporter room. You'll oversee the rescue effort from there.
it's a Ferengi. Obviously, it's a trap. Little bastard probably set us up. He got paid or threatened. Or both. Okay. Give me a blah, 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 blah. Something, something, something. You saw it on the screen.
I'm getting some weird readings.
Look, it's my bro!
I can't get a solid lock. There may be interference. Trying to compensate. I think I have it. This is a lot different than the training scenarios. Beaming them over now. Klingons!
This vessel is now property of Captain Kadek of the IKS Chalk.
No, bro!
Doc, security is reporting disruptor fire in the transporter room, and Klingon transporter signatures are showing up all over the ship. They're boarding us. You have the command codes to unlock an armory near your position. Arm yourself, and any security team members you find.
Okay.
We still have weapons. I'll do what I can. For now, I need you to concentrate on getting those Klingons off my ship. Taggart out.
In 10 minutes, it'll be my ship. Anyway, here we go. This is where... Okay, opening up the weapons locker room. Everybody get inside.
In this room and interact with it to get a better weapon.
Now this is the part where you can actually open up your inventory and your stats at the same time by hitting the U key on your keyboard. And there's the rifle. We'll just put that there.
You can switch between two equipped weapons by pressing Z.
So there we go. Z, because I'm Canadian. We're going forward. Order. Oh, he's dead. So is he.
Has dropped for you. Move towards the item and press F to loot.
Here we go. I'm gonna loot. Oh, I can't loot because I went to a cutscene. Serves you right for starting a cutscene when I was trying to get loot. Bastard. Oh, got a hypo.
Hypo spray. You can use this to quickly heal any You can do extra damage to enemies by flanking them. Try attacking your enemies on their sides or behind them.
Yeah, this guy's taken out. Let's do a little bit of a... There we go. Bro! I'll tell Mom. You can be okay. I'll let Mom know. And we have to go this way. Okay.
Some objects can be destroyed and create environmental effects. You can destroy the EPS conduit near the Klingons to damage them.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, that was awesome. Okay, this is all part of the stuff where... There we go, yeah. I'll show that in a little bit more detail later.
We're doing our best to cripple this Klingon marauder, but I need your help. Time to show off that academy training.
I will, sir.
Missions specialized to your career class are available.
You can see damage here is you can actually physically interact with it with damage. You can't pick them up. I should say that. Boom! That should have killed him. I'm pretty sure he should be dead. Well, should have been dead from just that one shot. You guys stay here. I got this. Because the captain said so.
Press C to crouch.
Ooh.
Crouching gives a defensive bonus against ranged attacks, but increases damage from melee attacks. Press X to aim your weapon. Aiming your weapon gives a bonus to damage.
Ooh, it does. Look at that. When they first started Star Trek Online, they never had these options, like the tutorial options like that. The tutorial was all very, very basic and was very, very quick. As a matter of fact, they had a scenario with Zachary Quinto, who played Spock in the 2009 movie. But anyway, as I was saying, the scenario was very different. You weren't fighting against Klingons, you were actually fighting against the Borg, which I thought was really, really incredible because they were putting you into the fire right away, so to speak. Because the Borg end up becoming one of the very difficult enemies later on in the game. As a matter of fact, there's what is called a STF. They're strategic task forces, or Starfleet task forces that you can enter that'll help get you certain marks. But that'll come eventually. We'll get to that in later episodes. I'm not going to go over all of that right now. I'm just going to get all this started.
We've got injured up here, and the Klingons could send a boarding party at any time. I need you back on the bridge.
Aye, sir.
Proceed to the bridge. We will secure this area.
It sounds like there's a lot of Vulcans on this ship. I'm just pointing that out. But anyway, this gives a good indication, and it's a much better tutorial than what the old one was. The old tutorial was really, it was very quick, it was very, very dirty, and there really wasn't a whole lot of substance to it. Ooh, start shooting, boy! Start shooting, buddy. There we go. Is everybody dead? Everybody dead? Where was that? Where did that come from? Oh, you! I see you. Okay. You're okay. I need to get you up. Okay. You're okay. Need to get you up. There we go.
Incoming transmission from the Klingons.
Of course.
This is Captain Kayak of the IKS Chot. You may have forced my boarding parties off your decks, but our ship remains cloaked. You have no hope of finding us or defeating us. Your choice is simple. Surrender, or we will kill your captain and then destroy your ship.
Never!
Perhaps your captain will change your mind.
And we go to a cutscene.
Order your crew to surrender, Captain, or I will blow them out of the sky. It's your choice, Captain. Do you want these children to die?
Very well.
Wait, did you say very well as in you want us to die?
I'm now the captain of the ship. Your orders. Your orders are to lock onto my combat and fire!
There is a lot of Klingon language in this.
Make me proud.
Long extended death scene? He told you. Taggart was going to die.
We have target lock, Captain.
I'm so pissed off that they didn't allow me to, scream and rage, no! But they didn't. Now, this is very reminiscent of one of the Star Trek movies with William Shatner and DeForest Kelley.
Direct hit! Casualties on all decks! Shields! Shields! Fire all weapons! Weapons and shields are offline! Cloak and begin repairs!
Even right down to the general
We've
himself.
lost their signal. What now?
Now let's go home. Let's have ice cream. It's morn. I now must take the chair. I think. Do I? No, I can't. Why can't I take the chair? Damn it. What do I have to do? Oh, wait. Okay, speak to her, who is still standing there with a gun.
We survived. But the captain...
Yes, he's dead.
Captain Taggart knew what would happen. And he gave the order anyway. Our ultimate sacrifice. One that we all might be called to make someday. He trusted you to take command. All we can do now is survive. And remember him.
Do I detect a bit of pissed off in your voice there? Okay, so take training cruise is done. That tutorial mission. And now we are into take command. Like I said, I knew it was coming. Captain Taggart was going to die. We all knew it.
Flores is now your bridge officer.
When you get
Bridge officers add abilities to your ship in space and accompany you on away missions on the ground.
when you get new bridge officers, they'll come up to you like this, and you'll have access to them. Like, for example, if I go into here, you'll see that there she is, right there. And there's also my ship, so, you know, you can change stuff up, and you can add devices and consoles. Yeah, like I said, this is, I should have renamed this the USS Suck. Anyway.
All decks reporting in, sir. We took some casualties, and sickbay is full. All ship systems have taken some damage, but some are worse than others. Life support is stable, but anything else could be an issue.
DeVral, send out a distress call.
I have been trying to get a distress call out, Captain, but something is jamming all frequencies.
Of course.
She's still cloaked, but I think she took some real damage. We're in rough shape too, Captain.
Not bad for a Miranda-class USS Suck.
Still running diagnostics, sir. Took us some time to get the systems back online.
Hailing the break-even now, Captain.
You little Ferengi.
Oh, hello, Starfleet. No hard feelings, right? I had to send that distress signal. If I didn't, that crazy Klingon was going to blow my ship into space junk.
I am so gonna rip your ears off.
Because Starfleet's always ready to help and all, could you help me repair my ship? I'm grateful for all you've done to save my ship and cargo already. But the sooner I can get out of here, the sooner I'll be safe from Kadek.
Increase your speed using E.
You can-
Decrease your ship speed by using W and S to move up or down.
You can also use
A
the
and
R
D
key
to turn left or right.
you can use the R key to actually just start going forward. You can also hold down both left and right
Helm,
mouse buttons.
full stop. I've stopped us this time, sir, but from now on, you'll be responsible for adjusting
Looks
the
like
speed
she
of the
just
ship.
needs 3 or 4 warp induction coils. We have plenty of those to spare.
Oh.
Position yourself near the ship and press F to interact with it.
You can also stop by hitting the R key again.
Thanks. We'd help you if we could, but I just don't see any profit in that, you know?
They really did quite a good
Well,
job.
looks like we're on our own. At least they said thank you, I guess.
The
About
Ferengi.
that cloaked ship full of Klingons?
Almost done, Captain. Level 2 diagnostics shows that almost all of the plasma injectors are damaged beyond repair. Not enough. Plasma injectors are made to withstand quite a beating, but I think the Klingons specifically sabotaged them when they boarded us. It's an easy way to cripple a ship. I'm installing what spares we have, but we're short 3 injectors. Without them, we can't go to war.
Didn't we give the Ferengi some?
We're not the first ship the Klingons have hit here. There's wreckage all over this region. I can scan the derelicts and see if any of them have intact plasma injectors.
Do it. No, it should be make it so. Has to be make it so. But anyway, with regard to the voice actors.
Bingo! I found some suitable debris in the boneyard nearby.
I really...
Destroy 3 of those nacelles, and we should get the parts we need.
Flores, I'm talking here.
Press the spacebar to fire energy weapons. Ship is under attack. Item has dropped for you. Move towards the item and press F to leave.
Digging through scraps we've left behind.
Yeah, that guy's getting annoying.
Oh, yeah. I agree, Flores. But anyway, as I was...
These plasma injectors will do the trick, sir. Gorgeous technology. Type R, if I had to guess. 3.7-liter flow put with shielded reservoirs and a drop flow induction coil. You have your problems, I have mine. I'll need some time to get everything installed and run a
I
level
see
1
how it
diagnostic.
I
We don't
see
want
how
to blow
it
up
is.
the moment we hit warp 1.
You took your engineering from the engineering school of Snark.
Zarva's dealing with the warp core, but until she's done, we're still stranded out here with no way to call for help. Oh, don't forget the cloaked Klingon battlecruiser. It's probably making repairs faster than we are. Of course we can. We're the class of 2409.
There's that
Tivrel has been working with
optimism.
the engineers, and they've pinpointed the locations of several Klingon signal jammers. That's what blocked our communications during the ambush. I recommend that we destroy the jamming satellites. We'll be able to get a call out to Starfleet then.
Okay.
You must be within 10 kilometers of an enemy to attack. Use your plasma beam to weaken shielded targets. Use your torpedoes on an enemy when their shield is down.
Yeah, this is not the greatest example of combat, considering the fact that all
Nice
we're
shot.
doing is,
2 more jamming satellites left.
all we're doing is we're just shooting, jamming satellites, and that's it. Better combat actually is coming up later on in this mission. But like it's really well done. You can also, if you want, you can put a gamepad on this. And I know some people have actually said that they prefer having a gamepad hooked up. It helps them a great deal with playing, especially in space battles.
I haven't forgotten about you. Think your ship can take a couple more hits?
Oh, you bet. You bet, you damn dirty Klingon.
Long-range communications are operational, sir. Shall I send the distress signal?
Excuse me. Doing a gravelly voice really hurts the throat.
That Klingon ship took some real damage. I'll bet she's leaking plasma all over the place. We might be able to use that to find them.
Make it so.
Understood. I'd rather not die to Klingons on my first day. Got it. I can trace the plasma signature right to the source. I'll send
Excellent.
the source of the plasma signature to navigation. It will show up on the map. It's pretty far out, sir. We should use the ship's full impulse power to reach it. This will temporarily take power from other systems, but vastly improve our speed. Once we drop out of full impulse, the power will return to other systems.
One thing that I do know too is you can't. You can,
Activate
but you
full
won't.
impulse by clicking on the arrow. Deactivate full impulse by clicking on it again.
You can also activate your full impulse by hitting Shift and R on your keyboard, and of course you can bind that to a joypad key. Like you can actually use a game, an Xbox gamepad for this game, or any generic brand game.
Hover your mouse over a weapon, and its firing arc will be shown around your ship in space.
No, it won't. Anyway, I'm just gonna start firing. I have shields. You guys don't. But I'm still the USS Suck. They're probably the USS Terribles. Or actually that's the Imperial Klingon ship, IKS. Because they are terrible. They're horrible. Look at that. They can't even get through. Of course, this is a tutorial, so they're not going to throw me into any huge danger.
Go ahead and try.
Where are you? There you are.
Activate high-yield torpedo by clicking on the icon or pressing Alt and 1. High-yield torpedo will increase the power of your next torpedo attack. Your ship is outfitted with phaser beam banks.
Okay.
This is the firing at enemy.
I see. This is just. If you wanted to read that, hit pause at those intervals to actually read it. This is where you
Click on a shield that is low on power to direct power to it. This will divert power from your other shields.
What that was basically saying with these shields is you've got 4 aft, starboard, and port shields that are available to you. So this is a little bit better for a... Ooh, that was a strange little crack in my voice there. This is a little bit better for the combat simulation that you'll get into later on. As you get higher in rank and as you level up, you'll get access to different ships. You're not going to be stuck with this ship all the time. This ship really is terrible. I honestly... as I was saying, this is one of those things where it's very, very like you wouldn't want to go into a battle with this ship against the Borg, for instance.
Put some distance between yourself and exploding ships.
That's an interesting tactical tip that you can use for later, because you can actually use that to
Incoming
lure
transmission, sir. It is from Starfleet.
enemy ships into a trap. Okay, on screen.
This is Captain Volok of the USS Renown. Do you require assistance?
Yeah, you bet we do.
A Klingon captain would have to be very bold to travel this far into Federation territory. Where is Captain Taggart?
He's dead, Jim.
And did you follow his orders?
Yes, sir.
So, I take it you are in command now.
Yes, Captain Obvious.
Very well. We will escort your ship to Earth's space dock.
What?
And if he reveals his position, he will be dealt with accordingly. Until then, you are to set a course for our position. Renown out.
Fine. Fine, we'll go to you. I want ice cream. Damn it. You're gonna give me ice cream, right? Of course. Of course we're not gonna go, because there's a Klingon ship. I would like that ship, by the way. Holy cow, I am tiny. No, he didn't. I saw it. I saw it on the screen, you idiot. One thing you'll notice too, when
accepting danger is Starfleet officer.
one of the things you'll notice when you are engaged in combat is a lot of the times, like when you get into certain positions like the one I'm getting into now, both your fore and aft phasers will actually fire. That's not going to happen with photon torpedoes. No, it won't. Your house will do nothing. Okay, there we go. Now you blew up. There we go.
The Renown will escort you back to Earth's space dock. But first we must inform the USS Kittimer that... One moment. My communications officer informs me that we are unable to contact the Kittimer. We will proceed to their coordinates to determine if they require assistance, and your ship will accompany us. I hereby grant you a field promotion. This will give you the proper authority over your crew, and final decision-making ability for your ship until we reach Earth's space dock and report to Admiral Quinn.
Okay, so this is where this mission has ended, and these are the rewards that we get. We're going to get Zarva, who's the chief engineer. You get a personal weapon, you get phaser banks, and you get a hyper impulse engines. It would be a wise idea to make sure to install each of these, because they are obviously better than what we currently have. So we install that, and we install that. And we go over here and we install that. Well, not install, we just swap that out. And then you can go to your stations to set up your stations. Zarva will automatically go there because she's the only engineer and we had an empty engineering slot. And you can also do standard away teams. So I'll put Ellen or Alyssa Flores down there. So, now we can exit to sector space because this mission is done. And you may have noticed I have skill points that I have to spend, and what I'll do is I'll show that information. I'm not going to do it now.
Click to order your crew to plot a course to your next mission.
One of the ways that you can do that type of thing.
Use M to open up the map for sector space. You can click on a system to plot a course and set your ship to automatically fly to it.
Thank you, computer lady. I was just getting to that. Anyway, we'll do that next time. I think this is good enough. I will go through setting up skill points and a few other things in the next episode. Hopefully, everything was fine with sound and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not working on the best computer system ever. I've got a laptop that's a couple years old. I've got an old Logitech mic. If things go well, I might try and upgrade it, especially if people liked this little presentation. And what I'd also like to do is what I'll do is I'll end off each episode where I get the bonus, and I'll leave it up to commenters to say what might be the best for the ship and this type of thing. If I should get a new bridge officer, new weapons for the ship, or gear for ground combat situations and that type of thing. So anyway, hope you enjoyed watching this. It's a lot of fun. I am hoping that the next episodes won't be so cutscene heavy, but I mean, that's all part of the game, and we'll go through that as they come. But I mean, for now, hope you enjoyed it. That was the tutorial for Star Trek Online, and I hope you enjoyed it a lot. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.